Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is Guide for Willow Springs Big Willow with a Renault R.S.01. Let's go ahead and get this started by mentioning the brake balance. It is a -1 to help the car be a bit more stable when going under braking. And also you can see my cute self on the bottom right hand corner, so that's pretty cool. But anyways, let's get this started by mentioning that you want to brake just after you pass the 100-meter board before the big shadow ends. Quick burst of braking needed for this turn, and gently get on the throttle to try to keep the rear end planted throughout this turn. Then lift off of the throttle as you make your way through this right turn. Just don't go out too wide, and slowly start to accelerate. By the time that you are pointing towards the hot air balloons, you should be at full throttle. And if you do it just right, you won't touch the sand that is on the outside of the turn. Bring yourself towards the right and brake before you pass the 50-meter board. This is where it gets a little tricky with the RS01, so brake hard for a short moment. Then as you go down to the gears, slowly start to apply a little bit of throttle to try to keep the rear end planted. Then do a little bit more braking. You can also use braking and throttle at the same time to try to keep the car from sliding around. Just focus on getting the RS01 pointing towards the next section of the track before you start to fully accelerate. Then go onto the dirt for this turn. Brake before the curb on the right ends. Quick burst of braking, and gently get on the throttle to try to keep the rear end from getting too loose. Now the reason why I chose the RS01 for this guide is because even though this car is difficult to use, it's really good when it comes to high-speed cornering, which is going to be the case with this final turn. So your final braking point is the 150-meter board, but you want to use just a little bit of braking to try to keep the car stable. And as you point towards the sun, use a little bit of throttle so you can start to gain a bit more speed, and you should be able to tackle the final turn without touching the sand. But that's pretty much it for the guide. Thank you guys for the awesome support lately, and big ups to Playseat for providing the Playseat challenge seat. But that's all for me. This is Mr. MCA. Wish you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.